Okay, tell me when we're live. Oh my goodness. Chris, seriously?
Seriously.
Okay. Oh, I wish I could put that on Festool Live. Wow. Okay, everybody. It's 12 noon. You know how I can tell? It says it right there. And Minnie's telling me to go for it. Okay, hey, everybody. Happy Festool Friday. And it's time, and you know it, because you're here. I'm looking at the board. And, man, all our friends are there. Thank you for being here. It's Festool Live. We got one heck of a presentation for you today. It's episode 481. No, it's episode 165. Well, you agree with everything, don't you, Unit?
I do.
Okay, everybody, let's announce the room. Over here we have Christine. She's on the board. Behind the camera we have Chris, the Unit Cyber. On the line we have Brent Shively from the Build Series, and he built this beautiful set of stairs right here. Fred Astaire. Whoop, 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 whoop. And over, Minnie, do I have to explain to people who Fred Astaire was? I hope not. And over here on the board, please tell us where you're from. It's Min Min, and she's writing where you're from. So tell us where you're from, everybody. That's the part we love the most. Thanks for tuning in. Okay. I'm going to go back in time to episode number 9. Minnie, do you know what we covered on episode number 9?
Sanders?
Wow. Like molten glass. That memory's like molten glass. Unbelievable. Nothing gets out of there. Episode 9, we did an overall overview of all the sanders that we have here in North America. Then we did another one that's near and dear to our hearts. Remember, Minnie? I watched the weather all week.
Yes.
It was episode...
Oh, yeah, that was a great episode.
That's right, because Minnie got her headlamps polished. We polished the headlamps on Minnie's car. And we used exclusively the RO90. Okay, and that, Minnie, you know what episode that was?
I do not.
Episode 73.
Wow.
Okay, fast forward, episode 102. We covered, and by the way, those are all in description. Chris put them all in description earlier today. Was the Rotex family of sanders, because we covered ETS sanders, we covered Orbital sanders, but now, because we covered all of the Rotexes, I want to go back and do a little bit more deeper dive with the RO90. And we called this Small But Mighty. But this is an incredible sander. I want to show you why. I'm going to do an overview, but more so this time, I want to go into some great applications that we have used the Rotex here in the training center over the years. Okay? So, let's get started right over here. Chris, this is where I'm going to start. Really? Okay. So this is the RO90. Any questions? Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. When you get an RO90, you get the sander, you get the medium pad, or what we call a soft pad, you get the detail head, and you get the protector. I'm going to cover what those are all for. And some things you may or may not know about them. All right. So when you look at the other two Rotexes, we have two modes. And when you look at the modes of the Rotex, if you have small dots, finer grouping of dots, that is regular, look, that is random orbit. When you see the larger dots, that is Rotex. So let's cover those. But first, I'm going to do something so you can understand this. A good friend of mine, Larry Smith, I'll call him out, showed me this the first year I started with Festool. He said, people don't understand orbits of sanders. And he would take his pads and make just 4 marks on it like that, break it out in a quadrant, and I got it after that. Because if you've used a random orbit sander, you know if you put a lot of pressure, what happens on that pad? It stops. So over the years, we've had to explain to people what a Rotex mode does. So this is where I'm going to plug it in, and you probably have seen me do this before. Okay, now look, fine dots, random orbit. You know, like your palm sanders that you have. Look, see how I'm doing that? And if I put pressure, see how the pad stops? Is that coming up, Chris? Okay, you see the pad stops, right? So, explaining Rotex mode to folks over the years, it's a geared random orbit. And people say, like, and you'll hear it click in. People will say, is that like a grinder? No, it's an eccentric orbit that's geared. Okay, so in other words, you can't stop it, and it's an aggressive orbit. So let me show you. I put it in the dots right there, right? And watch. I can't stop it. I'm putting a lot of pressure on there. So in other words, I'm removing material exponentially over a random orbit. So guess what? That's 2 sanders, right? Good. Now, with the RO90, a lot of folks have done this over the years, and I could see where the confusion comes. Look, you take it like this. Look, you take it and you switch it over again, and automatically, if I swing it back, you'll hear it locks. Everybody thinks that you have to take the head off, okay, and put the detail sander on. That's what most people will do the majority of the time. But if you need a fine sander for small spots in an orbital mode, because that's what it does, that triangle puts it in an orbital mode. Let's look at the pad. So if you need some fine sanding, you don't want to switch out that pad, you can use the RO90 in an orbital mode. I hope that came across well for you, okay, and you saw that. Okay, now, next, I am going to switch that off, okay? That's the pad that comes with it. I'm going to put the detail pad on, and I put these 2 pieces together here. So, actually, I'm going to switch back because I want to show you something really neat. This is a huge time saver. It's called what? A protector. This is what it does. Hey, Mo! It protects the pad and the paper, but it also protects the adjacent surface. So if I have this in, just say Rotex, okay, and let's just pretend this is a piece, an area of flooring, and I need to grind off finish, okay, and this is the wall. If I have it as in Rotex, and you know it's aggressive, how are you going to do this to get unclose? You're going to go like this to nurse it, right? Because you don't want this. Watch. You don't want to grind that surface. So what the protector does is you'll see there's a little groove here on the housing of the RO90, and you have these 2 little tabs. I like to take this and slide it in just like this. And here's what I'm going to show you. Oh, let's get the dust extraction back on. It keeps it away ever so slightly. You see how I hit the paper on there when I went up against the adjacent surface? Okay, that's degrading it right now, okay? And that doesn't have much time left on it. I can get right up against the adjacent surface with the protector, but I could do it very quick, just like this, and get right in there and not hurt this surface, because this is non-marring. All right, now to get that other piece of the puzzle, then I can take it, put it in detail mode, switch it, okay? Now, and I've talked about this before, if you look at this pad and the paper, all right, it's a single point of contact. It's a single point of contact up against the adjacent surface, and it's also tapered back like this. So I could take this, watch, and get right in there. So cleaning up pencil marks, cleaning up glue line. This is a very, very effective sander. Yes, it's a detail sander. Okay, so what's nice about this pad, a lot of people don't know this, is if I'm sanding, say, around chair rungs or spindles on a staircase, look, where am I sanding? Up on this point. So there's a wear value right here. I want to use the rest of the paper, so we made the paper equilateral like this, so you can use that top part of that abrasive all 3 points. But what happens, and when I take that off, you're going to see this pad here. Where's the wear on the pad? Those little stick fix hooks will wear, right? And guess what? You don't want to, because you don't want to throw this pad away, is what I'm getting at. Okay? Because you still have the effectiveness of these points. So right here is a little snap, and guess what? I can rotate that as well. So those little hooks stay fresh. That way there, it grips the paper and it doesn't hit the sidewall. You can get replacements of those right here, okay? And you get two, and they come in a two-pack. So there you go. You like that, huh, Christine? Hey, she laughs at my corny jokes. You gotta love her, all right? All right, now, there's a safety feature built in here. I really like this as well. You'll understand, I can't take this pad off, okay? Or, yes, sorry, 2 steps back. I could take the pad off, but look, I can't put it in what, random orbit or Rotex. There's a little safety tab under here I'll show you right here that keeps that from happening, because if I did that, or I put it in Rotex or random orbit, it would spin, and it would be the spinning triangle of death. Okay, so this is only for orbital. Whew. So I'm gonna put this pad on because I love this pad. This is the hard pad. We have a few different pads. All right, I'm gonna leave that there, or actually, I'm gonna leave it right here because that's a killer application. Let's step over here. I think I covered everything I needed to cover in that segment. I think that's the basic overview of the 3 modes and the triangle pad, or the detail pad. And what for? Cleaning up glue line on pieces of furniture you can use it for. I'll show you 2 or 3 other applications today. Now, this is kind of cool. I got 2 RO90s and they're both brand new. Kind of neat. All right, now, here's where I talk about the ergonomics of this pad. I'm going to go back many years when we had a face frame cabinet class, or we had a cabinet class, and the base cabinet, people watching might have been in that class. We talked about, we did an upper cabinet that was frameless and a lower cabinet that had a face frame. And I've covered that on all the Festool Lives. But what I want to cover is, and I show this every time I use a Rotex. See this right here? Okay, if I hold it right here, watch. See that? You have to be so conscientious of the RO90 because it's a small pad. I don't want to use a large pad on this because you on this 50 millimeter face frame stock, because you have so many catching points. Okay, where the RO90 is a perfect fit. But what you have to be conscientious of is, you remember how I showed you in other Festool Lives how to hold a Rotex. So I use a pad, not a wheel. So when you're using this, I'm just going to grab my, and the other thing I do is, and hopefully we can get this, Chris, I want you to come in here. See this right here? This is the pad that comes with it. It kind of has I guess I could call it a little bit of crushability. It has a tendency maybe to follow a contour a little bit. So automatically when I'm doing face frames, I'm using the hard pad because that remains really stout on that material. And I have less chance of it, what? Rolling an edge. I want to keep this face frame material or door material, whatever, a perfect 90, where this, you may have a tendency to roll it. Now, over here, and this is why I say you gotta be very aware of this, you have to make sure that that pad is in contact at all times, because I've had these face frames end up with a taper because they start like this, and then as they're sanding, this becomes thicker and this is thinner. So it's a lot of, how do you say, practice, or just being aware of what the sander does and also how the pad is in contact with your face frame. So I'm just going to take it like this. And anybody who has been to that class will tell you, I watch everybody very intently when they're sanding face frames, because yes, over the years we had quite a few tapered frames. But Habitat for Humanity, was never judgmental when we donated everything. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. And what I'll tell people is when you're using and you start out practicing with your RO90 on face frame material, start in random orbit, okay? Just to get a feel of it. And you'll see I'm always holding it at perfect 90 and I'm aware of it. Then as you get comfortable with it, get it in RO90 and you'll see you can take down all those joints perfect, just like this, but keeping it at a perfect 90. The other reason about, the other nice thing about this sander is I'll go back. I'm just going to grab it. Give me a second, Chris. I'm just going to swing over here. I can't have enough pads, can I? I should have grabbed this with me. Is I will not sand edges inside a face frame with a round pad because it's a balancing act. It really is. So I want to use Orbital. I'll take it like this. Chris, I'm going to have you back up just a second. And I have much more control cleaning up that glue line. See that? That's where somebody touched it with some glue. And I can clean that up and get right up against those edges and get a perfect finish with it. See that? This sander gets in so many different areas that a normal round pad sander will not. So I just wanted to make sure on this area, using a hard pad on face frames, and also making sure you are aware of keeping that at 90 degrees, and you'll have great success with it every single time. Okay, I think I have that covered that. So, do you know why the RO90 was invented? To work on window and door jambs. Okay, and I'm going to come over here just so you folks can see this. Right here, look. Chris, come on in here. Okay, a door jamb right here, look. I can get this ready and prepped with that round pad. Look at how I can hold that, right? Okay, and then have here in my pocket, just like this, switch it over and get what? Right into these little corners just like this. This is a paint prepper's dream sander, whether it's door jambs, window frames, everything. But once you understand that, you'll see, oh wow, it'll get me into those corners, right angles, but also I can cover a decent sized surface with the Rotex with that pad. So follow me over here, please, 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 because I think this is an incredible application. And I'm going to grab one more pad, throw a piece of paper on that so you understand. So Brent built this a few years ago for a training. Thank God we still had it, okay? Him and I brought this down this week. And it's amazing. It's actually a beautiful build. But if you think about it, I'm using RO90 here, right? And I'll come in here like this. And once again, what am I doing? Oopsie, I'm grabbing that protector because I want to get up close here, right? And not what? Hurt my risers. So I'll come in here. Right, hey, look, even come in here and knock that off, right? Well, check this out. I could take that right off. I'm going to take my protector, and now I can get right into, Chris, come in here, right into those corners, just like this. This sander is a must-have for anybody working on a staircase. And it may not, for me, I use an RO150 out here to get this really quick, and then I go to an RO90 to do all my finish on it. Right? Now here's the other one. This is amazing. I need to stand these bull noses, right? And I've covered this with you folks before. Okay, when I'm sanding these, I can sand them in what? Orbital, like this. And I've seen people do this. They go like this. Okay? Because they don't want to end up with any flat spots. But when they put finish on there, it's only as good as you rotating that sander. But what we have is we have this. This is an interface pad. That interfaces between the paper and the pad. So if you look, I get a perfect, no flat surface with this, as that interface is on there. See how that contours right to that bull nose? Just like that. That's why an interface pad is a must-have pad. And I'll just grab this really quick. So a staircase builder, or you're at home and you got a project on your staircase and you want to refinish your staircase, this is a must-have. It really is. Think about it. All right. So back to episode 73. And I want to talk, oh, by the way, the new Generation 3 Sustainer for the paper, you can put both the round and the detail paper in the same Sustainer because that's the way it's built. We used to have two different Sustainers, one for the RO90 paper and one for the detail paper. But no, it's combined. You'll see right here. Chris, let's look at it. It's round here, but look how you have these indents, and that's where your triangle paper goes. Pretty simple. I just like to label grits myself so I can do a quick grab for what I need. All right. I even put my polishing stuff in here because, voila. Maybe I should do that again. Hang on, Chris. What? Wait a minute. Voila. Okay. So we use these polishes out in the freezing cold rain. Remember, Minnie?
I do.
Oh my God, we watched the weather all week. But Minnie came up to me, I think 2 weeks prior, and said, I get that yellowing on my headlamps of my car. I go, oh, what a great Festool Live that'll be. I've been dying to polish them. And you know what we did the year before? We had done Chris's, right? Have we done yours twice?
Just once.
Just once, okay.
Just once.
So go watch episode 73. It's amazing. So many people have reached out to us, but I wanted to cover it where we do have the abrasives, the platine paper. We have the application pads, and this is what I wanted to get across to everybody today. Remember, it's super simple. Blue, use the blue application pad. Orange, that's the one pretty much all you need, okay, to do what we did. Either the orange application, or I like to use the sheepskin for application as well. What I'm getting at today is, I don't know if I talked about this during that episode. This is the backing pad. The green pad is always the polishing backing pad. And when you look at it, normally, that doesn't look like it fits. It looks like it fits another machine. Well, the reason it's designed like that is, watch, when I do this, this will wrap up and not mar those surfaces. Okay, same thing with the orange pad. It gives you that buffer if you go up against something when you're polishing. Okay, so that is the backing pad for polishing. We have the polishes, we have the pads. So that's all I have to say about that. Next, right when you think, okay, this is it. Chris is like going like this, show this, show this. Minnie, do you know what that is?
It's amazing.
She's great. Christine, you know what that is? Okay, so yes, but this one goes missing in the catalog. Did I do a lost in the catalog on this?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Okay, so this is the detail pad that comes with it. Okay, and you're gonna notice how thick this is. Hey Mo, okay? But look at this one, look how thin this is. So where this works, and this is an accessory, yes, it uses the same paper, even though there's more hook and loop to it. Okay, and yes, there's dust extraction. You just can't see it. Right here is the dust extraction in here, but there's little, oh, you can't get it. But here is these little channels through this thin piece for dust extraction. And this is known as the extension pad, if I can get the holes lined up. There we go. Okay, and the best application I have seen with this, have you ever done a shutter or a louvered door? right? Check it out. This is a special one. This is the Festool Live one. I get the green and the blue. Okay, watch. Look how that gets in between those louvers. Isn't that cool? So that's what that's for. If you have an application where you got to get that extension in there, that thin pad, and once again, it goes up against that adjacent surface to get all the way to your rails and stiles. So that's what that's for. Minnie, I sold you one, didn't I?
You did.
I'm telling you. Hey, you know what the best part about a louvered door like that? If you need to refinish it, do you know what I usually do? Go buy a new one. Nowadays, they're pretty inexpensive. But think about it. You got expensive shutters on the home, and you need to get in there and get all that cleaned up. This is an excellent accessory. Okay. I think I covered everything. I think that's everything about the RO90. One of the things I wanted to get across today was how to use it, the right ergonomics, but also it's 3 modes. And a lot of folks haven't gotten that. Every time I'm at a show, doing a demo somewhere, and I show you can still keep the round pad on there for Orbital, everybody goes, oh, I thought you had to change the pad. So that's what I wanted to get across. I think I've done it in the other episodes, but it's a good refresher for everybody. Okay. Right when I said I was going to be 10 minutes, huh? I just looked up. Holy macanoli.
Nicely done.
Wow. Boy, I tell you, I love this. All right. I think everybody knows. Let's go over here. Let's find out where everybody's from. Minnie, did you write this one first or this one first?
The other one.
The other one first? Because they...
He was here first. Too.
Okay, hey, it's Andrew from Toledo, Ohio. How are you? We get a lot of people from Ohio.
We do. They're classy people.
I'm telling you. We got Matt from Tinley Park, Illinois. Ray from Pensacola. Woo. Doug from Zionsville. Woo. Joe from Waseca, Illinois. Jason from Fenton, Michigan. Michelle from Paris, France. Leo from Holland. Mike M. Mr. Martinez from Austin, Texas. Chris from Malta. Thanks, Chris, from my heart. Bob from Overland Park, Kansas. Rob from Cinnaminson, New Jersey. Hey, man. Okay, but I will tell you, it took me what? Rob, you could probably answer that. Probably about 8 months before I got the Cinnaminson right. All right.
But you got it.
I finally got it. Look, Tim. Look who's next to Rob.
Oh, no.
It's Dirk from Dayton. Woo! All right, Dirk. Hey, has he been here before?
Dirk?
Warren from Batavia, Ohio. Chris from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Jason and Yana from Granite Falls, Washington. We met you when we were out there. Daniel from Barrettsville, Switzerland. Des from Harrogate, England. Mac from Los Angeles. Warren from Caldwell, Ohio. Rick from sunny Blackpool, UK. Gary from Beers with the Boys, BBG. Or whatever. Mark S. from Springfield, Virginia. Woodcraft, Dayton. Dana from Yoke, Washington. Rob from South Devon, England. Aronzo from Mississauga, Ontario. Donald from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Soren from Denmark. Soren's always there. As well as Yev from Shaker Heights, Ohio. Dan from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Michael from Edmonton, Alberta. Kenny from Deerfield, Nova Scotia. It's Joe. My main man, Joe, from Akron, Ohio. Edric from California. Mr. Blake Weber from Novato, California. We have William from Nogales, Arizona. Carrie from Dallas. David from Israel. Bobby BB from Salt Lake City, Utah. Or is that Bob B? B? Or
B.
Bobby B. Okay. Dominic from Dedham, Massachusetts. John from West Valley, Vermont. Mark from Anaheim Heights, California. Mark from Krimpenandelijk, Netherlands. Jeff from Clarksburg, Maryland. Monty from Canton, Connecticut. Steve Z from Sweden. B-Dub from Benton, Arkansas. That would be B-Dub. We got Bermuda Steve. We got Oliver from Southern California, our friend out there. Thanks, Oliver. Jeff from Cincinnati, Ohio. Tom and Kelly from Eatonton, Georgia. I think they've been almost everyone with us. Almost. DaCosta and Sons from Hatfield, Virginia. We got Petri from Jolarvi, Finland. Maddie My main man, Marty. He's been to all those classes with us, Minnie.
Yes.
From Cincinnati, Ohio. Russ from Chichester. Matt from Newark, Ohio. Look at all these people from Ohio. That's like the next door to us. Oh, they are. Okay. Milos from Serbia, Belgrade. Angel from Manassas, Virginia. Johnny O from Atco, New Jersey. Dave from Portland, Oregon. Scott from Greeley, Colorado. Paul, Cheryl, and Sam from Anthem, Arizona. Gerald from DeRidda, Louisiana. Garrick from Lincoln, Nebraska. Eric from Huntsville, Alabama. David, it's her. It's Gwen. How you doing, Gwen? All right, from West Virginia. Troy from Mechanicsville, Virginia. Jared from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Yankum from Granger, Indiana. Supplies Master from Long Branch, New Jersey. Jesus from Modesto, California. Oh my goodness, Minnie, it keeps growing. We have Fingerling from Springfield, Ohio.
Fangirling.
Fangirling.
My handwriting.
Fangirling.
Yeah.
Fangirling from Springfield, Ohio. We got Chinspree from Austria. Awesome.
Yes.
Mike P. from Hawaii. Michael from Puyallup, Washington. John P. from Anderson Island, Washington. Lowell from Salina, Kansas. Troy from Lakeland, Florida. The Warped Woodsman from Portland, Oregon. Kyriakos from North Carolina. From North Carolina. Zoltan from Hungary. I am getting hungry. Kenneth from Oak Park, Illinois. Hard to Name from Atlanta. Picaramion from Moralia, Mexico. Fifi 2305 from Slovenia. Roll Wolvega, the Netherlands. How you doing, Roll? Hope everything's going well over there. Ryan and Phoenix from Indy, Indiana. Hey, that's the Woodwards. How are you guys? Nice to see you. How you doing, Phoenix? All right, we have Spenceley Design from Columbus, Ohio. I think I know that guy.
Could be Eric.
Yeah, Eric? I think so. Okay, never mind, I ain't gonna say it. Merlin from Walla, Washington. Roby Juan Kenobi from Corinth, Texas. Jurgen Delft, the Netherlands. John Bach from Deventer, the Netherlands. Wow, a lot of people over there. Steve from Colorado. Stefan from Augsburg, Bavaria, Germany. I know where you're from. Tim from Livingston, New Jersey. Bland from Beaverton, Oregon. We have Daniel from Sunderland, UK. Brian from Long Beach, California. Jeff Covey, Mr. Covey. How are you from Lansing, Michigan? Woo! Adam from Union, Maine. How you doing, Adam? Yeah, baby. You set your notification. All right. Frank from Downers Grove, Illinois. Hey, Adam, get back to work. We have Iron Man Builds from Minden, Nebraska. Alan from Austin, Texas. Artem from Markham, Canada. We got more?
Yes.
Wow, man. I'm starting to lose my breath. I'm going to become speechless soon. Minnie, have I ever been speechless?
No.
I don't think so. We have Adam from Poland. We have Tyler from St. Cloud, Minnesota. Yusuf from Australia. And that is it. And in Australia, I think it's about 1:30 in the morning. Wow. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in this week. We got big plans for next week. From everybody in this room, and Brent, thank you for all the work you did to help us out, and always, every time online for us. Thanks, Brent. Christine, Chris, Minnie, of course. We just want to wish you all a great weekend. Stay safe. Thank you so much for being part of our community. We feel like we're part of your community. From all us at Festool, thank you. We love you. Have a great weekend, and I think that's a wrap.